issues concerning their student organizations, conflict issues with their parents, with their siblings, etc., which isn't found in our fundamentals in peace education before. But that is out there learning needs. So what I'm trying to emphasize here is that sometimes, what we did with MSYT is that we tried to experiment. It becomes a social laboratory wherein it's not only the professors who's going to craft the course intended learning outcomes, but we do it together with our students so that we address also the intergenerational gap in terms of how we think about the conflict lines affecting our systems, etc. So I think the point, the key message there is that this can even be talking point for dialogue.
Very good point, thank you for that. Yeah, to develop not only with colleagues, but also to think with students at the beginning or even at the end of the course if we achieve these goals together and discuss that. And a very good point. To close this session, I would look at some of your intended learning outcomes. So here we have a course which was proposed to our master students, thank you very much, about cultural heritage in Southeast Asian countries. And I see here intended learning outcomes on different levels, of the taxonomy. On the lowest, it describes the cultural heritage of colonial buildings. It's more on architecture maybe here, but there are also comments on architectural styles and condition. Comment is, that's already quite to evaluate it. That's a higher level. We would kind of discuss what exactly you would mean by commenting that exactly. But the course is there for this also. So I just, we don't have the time to discuss all of them. I just want to show some of the examples. Here you have about conflict context in the ASEAN. So students can identify and describe the root causes of the conflict between Cambodia and neighboring countries. So describe here, identify, describe. This is on a lower level. That's okay also for someone who don't know the region. You're starting to get a first idea about the situation. And then, but here a little bit more, evaluate the role of the Philippines in the South China Sea. It is good. So I would say you have here the lower level, logically, and then you directly jump on the evaluating level. That is, when you look at the intended learning outcomes and maybe also some intended learning outcomes, for example, evaluating the role of the conflictual situation already includes the first one. So maybe you don't have to mention it directly, but maybe in the description of the course what you are doing somehow like that. So that's also a thing what you can think of and here. Yeah, I will continue by showing here, for example, this one. It's an introduction to Southeast Asia. Here, thank you very much. I have another one here. So here to identify and describe social, cultural, and political structures. Yes, I understand that point. I would invite you to break that down a little bit more. What that exactly means, social, cultural, and political structures. So I would probably invite you to think to elaborate a little bit more. What could it be? Different political structures in all countries, in one country, yeah. Examine and critique systems place. Maybe it should be. I mean, we discussed about should we focus on all social, cultural, political structures. I would maybe suggest you to focus here only on political systems, maybe on lectures, and then you can also easier make an examination, evaluation of the political system. But the question is, evaluation in respect to what? In relation to, I don't know, whatever is the question, evaluation to a kind of democratic system or not, or whatever, that could be kind of specified here. Again, it is here not about criticizing anybody. Okay, thank you. Simply put that. I'm going to show that below. We put that here. Here, I have enough of these. The course title is the Introduction to Southeast Asia, intended Learningsausgabe to describe Southeast Asia through Sunday learning framework. Okay, I have no idea what that is. Very good tool to do that. But we propose here a specific framework. Yeah, that's good. That sounds okay. I cannot say anything about that. Probably just describe that in the course description what exactly that is. And, yeah. To explain the Western colonial experience of Southeast Asia, good, very good. You could add maybe in respect to a specific period, a specific country, something like that. But thank you for this to appreciate the Southeast Asian socio-political and culture. That is a very large topic. I mean, that is maybe the title of the course, to appreciate Southeast Asia. And even so, is it here? Well, appreciate, for me, it does, for example, sound difficult to quantify, not to quantify, but to pin down words. What exactly does it mean? You know? Yes, but thank you for that. It's a good idea to have that framework here. Well, I put that here. Now we can put it here. Team. So, introduction to political system in Southeast Asia, as in context. So, to identify the political systems in the Asian countries, probably identify in the sense of, to be able to name the specific political systems in country A, B, C, and D, and maybe yes, to explain the influence of historical context to current political situation. I would be here more concrete. Is it maybe colonial influences? Is it a more recent regional historical influences, something like that? But the topic is clear. To differentiate the systems adopted by each member country, yes, very good. To make it could be to do kind of comparisons between different political systems and to be able to maybe then later at a later level to evaluate them. Thank you for this. I think we have that already. Now we take this one here. I'm sorry. Thank you for that. Here. So, cultural heritage again has in Southeast Asia. So, to describe the cultural heritage of colonial building among the SEA countries, yes. That would probably presuppose a class what is exactly a colonial cultural heritage, to kind of name it, to kind of, I don't know, define that in relation to architecture, to other things. Here again, to investigate architectural styles of building among the countries, this also investigates a high level analyzing. This already includes a kind of, which is okay, a kind of knowledge about architecture, a kind of knowledge about what do you speak of, what is the definition of architectural styles, basically? And so this investigation already precludes some other form of knowledge here. And then the comment on architectural styles among countries, comment would be rather in respect to what? I mean, I like it or don't like it, that's probably not what you want. So in relation to what is a kind of comment about a kind of specific local evaluation maybe of architectural styles, I don't know. So that could be a little bit more precise. I want to hear the last one. Here, course title, Peace Education in Southeast Asia. So, by the end of the lesson, students will be able to identify peace education systems in Southeast Asia. This is also to get an overview maybe about peace approaches in various countries there. To describe the history of conflicts in Southeast Asia. Yes, I would say that's also a very large topic. That could be a lecture in itself, probably, to look at the background here, to examine the relationship of Southeast Asia, peace education system, and the history of conflicts in the region. To put that both into relation. Yes, very interesting, and I mean, the history produces a specific form of peace education system, of course, and to find the relation, and to propose then a peace education model, and yeah, that is even a higher, yeah, that's a very high level of knowledge. So you have to have experienced people, and I think that's almost a description of a module or study course, study program in itself. Yeah. Thank you very much. I think that was a very small outlook. That was my little idea, just to invite you to think about that triangle of constructive alignment. We will forward you the slides, and I mean the literature. You have videos. You have tons of information in relation to this, which helps you, which guides you, but which shall not kind of, you know, don't. It's not a very strict approach. It is a help to structure your teaching, your courses, your study programs, and to find a kind of route into that. Like structuring, as I said, your research papers. You need to structure your courses. I'm sure you're all doing that. Now you can do it with specific tools. There are other tools for that. This is one among other possibilities. But that's a kind of more classic use. I thank you very much for your time. I think, I don't know, Eva, we have now a kind of small break? Or?
Yes, there's a coffee break outside. We're a little bit behind schedule.
Sorry.
How much time? Wir haben bis 12:30 Mittagessen.
Ja, lass
Dann
uns.
gibt's 15.
Yeah.
15 minutes coffee break. So we meet back here at 11:10. Yeah? The coffee break is just right outside, so just grab some coffee, grab some snacks, and we'll come back here at 11:10 to listen to class.
Thank you very much.